But I
I'm
guess,
doing a video, but I'm
yeah,
gonna just do that too
gotcha.
in case someone of you wants to read stuff later on.
Yeah, that'll be
Okay.
Okay.
great. Thank you, Doctor.
Yeah.
Sure, sure. Okay. All right. So yeah, hi everybody. This is Dr. Adriel. We are doing a Q&A session in the March of 2026, and as the cycle started, I know a lot of you guys have questions, so we're gonna try to discuss as many as we are capable of. And yeah, let's anybody and just go one by one. That would be my
Can
kind
I
of.
can I go, sir?
Yeah, sure, Doc.
So my question is a little, I would say not silly, but I'm a little. So my current situation is I'm in the middle of the moving from one place to the other, and my address in the EDA and IELTS, like ETS, is from the older one, and I have currently placed my older address because I am still at the same place. My question is, so while I'm in the move, can I still go ahead with sending my TOEFL and my INBD scores to CAAPID and kind of probably change all the addresses at a later time, or should wait for like,
Doc, put your new address in CAPIT. Just put your new address in CAPIT and apply. What's
so
what what's the problem with it?
I mean, not really, but I
Then
might.
do, Doc, uh, yeah, Doc. This is see. This is I'm not picking on you. I'm gonna pick on
Mhm,
everybody right now. What
mhm,
happens when you're in a state of so much fight and flight and like
mhm.
stressed out? You don't even like as humans, we don't even see the simple answers in front of us. The and
Yeah.
where this is where you need friends or you need some logical friends that you need
Mhm.
to invest in. You're going to the new address, that's where you're going to live for the next 2 year or two or whatever, right?
Yes. Yes.
So you're applying for capit for future, right? You're not
Yes.
applying for in the past, so that's where you're going to
Mhm.
be. So put in that address in the capit and apply. Now when it comes to, and this is not my job to teach you these things, somebody else should be. Like when it comes to your banks, your visa, uh, your credit cards, your whatever insurances, you just call them and you update them and they change. They take maybe Homeland Security or whatever USCIS takes like about 30 days or 50 days, and they update it and eventually they will. But everything is going to be in the new address. That's where your
Yes.
headquarter is. So what's the rocket science behind it? Like
Yeah, makes
why are
sense.
you making this complicated?
So would that be still okay if I have a new address? And I mean, it's
Doc,
like a.
you're taking away time from everybody over a thing that first of all is not capit. That's just simple moving that everybody does. You just put in your new address everywhere you're gonna be moving, and eventually all the other stuff you shift it to the new one.
Hmm,
Why?
okay.
What's the complication in this?
Thank you, Doc. Can I ask a question?
Let me just finish up with her, Doc. Just give me one
Okay.
second. Does this make sense, Doc?
Yeah, it does. So
So
yeah, it
kindly,
basically, yeah,
Doc, you don't need a capit coach to answer your moving questions, by the way.
yeah.
Please, I've been getting questions. If I'm having a cough, what should I do? If I'm having Word document not opening up, Doc, guys, give me a little bit space. Have your questions which are regarding capid. I don't fix lives. I don't fix family problems. Don't pull me into just because people are panicking. Don't pull me into places where I don't belong. Otherwise, I will show you a different side of me which I don't want to. And I'm being very respectful. But in her case, if you're moving, it's a universal thing. Universal thing. If you're moving, you give everybody your new address because in the future, that's where your headquarter is. All right.
Yeah.
That's what
Hmm.
you do. That's what IT people does. That what even a construction worker will do. You don't need
Hmm.
a capit coach on Zoom to tell you this answer.
Okay.
So kindly, if somebody's house, other issues, moving related issues, somebody has other personal life issues, please draw a line. I work in Capit. I don't fix people's computer. I don't work with. I had questions. People asking me Microsoft Word is not working. So kindly be a little bit, especially ladies, female. I'm not there. Like, understand if you have my personal number, Don't abuse it, kindly. I get messages at the middle of night, and what happening, the people that I'm supposed to help, they don't get a chance because you're just thinking, oh, I have a problem, let's shoot a message to Adriel. Please don't do it. Please, I'm requesting. Ask in the WhatsApp group, ask your friends, and if you figure out this is a CAAPID question, maybe I can try to answer it. But please. Okay, next question,
Yes,
guys.
doctor, can I ask a question?
Sure.
Hi, doc. This is Aisha. So I'm filling out the section in experience section for the volunteer thing. So I have worked at multiple volunteer places. Some I'm still working with as a part time, but there are some places like a food depository or food banks that
Mhm.
I only go. I've only went like once or twice a day. Like I went only once there. So should I mention this under
So here,
temporary or per diem?
per dimes mean where you're paid,
Oh, per
right,
diem
guys?
is per paid. Oh,
Yeah, Google per dime. Just Google
oh,
it. I might be wrong too. Just
oh.
Google.
Okay. And if there is a
Doc, Google,
volunteer,
help me out up here. Just Google per dime for me. I'm
yes,
actually
doctor.
serious. I want to know.
Yes,
I
yes,
couldn't.
doctor. Just give me 1 second. Per dime, meaning
Per day.
is a per dime is a fixed daily allowance provided by employers to
So if
employees
you
to cover.
okay, yeah, so
Oh,
paid. Okay. So it's not
okay.
paid. So
So I
that
should mention that like in a temporary or part time.
it's you can put in temporary. Doc, you're
Temp.
I think volunteer work, they don't ask you if it's guys, rest of you guys who has filled this part,
Mhm.
I'm asking other people up here now. Where did you put your volunteer work? Did
In
they ask?
experience section, like, are we supposed to put our volunteer experience in the experience section as well?
Doc, can you hang on for a minute? Let me ask
Yeah,
other people now. The
sure,
people,
sure.
Doctor,
Yeah, we have
Rob,
put in the
yeah,
experience section.
okay, and there you can put it temporary, all right? And
Yeah.
Temporary.
volunteer work is usually not paid, so it should not be per dime. The second thing I will request everybody, use Google. A lot
Mhm.
of time if there's a word that doesn't, and I still do it too, I am no genius. If something is not making sense, just Google it and it might rule out your problem too. All right.
ChatGPT is really good too. You can just tell them to simplify the question. That is something.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yes.
so it won't be per dime. Now, if you've been
Mhm.
doing it permanently in your case, now let's get down to the real question. If you did it like once a few time, you can put
Mhm.
temporary. But if you've
Mhm.
been consecutively going every week, it would make
Mhm.
more sense to make it part time, right?
Okay, yes, doc. Mhm.
Okay. Makes sense, Doc.
Yes, doc. Thank you. And doctor, also, when putting this in a section, like we have 700 characters. So for volunteer work, should we mention at least 2 to 3 points, or we should just like write it down in like 1 to 2 lines?
I'm going to, I know a lot of people going to have this answer question, and this is an answer for everybody, guys. Brevity is the key. The more brief you are, straight to the point, without taking more of their time, is
Mhm.
considered to be better.
Mhm.
If you can answer the same thing in 2 lines rather than writing 2 paragraphs, you're
Mhm.
more intelligent and you're more articulated and you're more straight to the point. Does that make sense?
Yes, doc. Yes.
So this for everybody, like
Mhm.
who have this question, I get question, hey dog, there's a 700 word character. How do I fill all of it? I made a lot of videos, and overall in US, if somebody can say the same thing in 2 words, obviously he's more intelligent than somebody who's like, I did. So you're taking their time, and they have to go through 1700 applications of very stressed out people who are trying to
Mhm.
impress them by putting in everything they know about themselves. So imagine if you were in their place, you will most probably have a mental that a lot of people will message me, like I've been getting messages that the school is not replying. Well, first of all, I don't work for them, but understand that there are 1000 people who are emailing them like a crazy person right now. If I was working in a school, I wouldn't reply seriously. At this point, I would just be very careful at reply, because what happens once you reply one person, that person will come up with 7 more questions, and then you just a lot of time what happens is during this season when I answer somebody, on a message, and I'm not even a school. Who am I? I'm just a random coach on the internet right now. But you answer one question, then there are seven more questions, then there are seven more, and out of those seven, six of them can be googled out or can be asked on WhatsApp groups. So my suggestion to you guys is, if you want to stand out in this process, first of all, kindly calm the shit down. I'm telling you as honestly as I can. Calm down. Your panic is not gonna make you get into a school faster. It might make you end up going through a divorce way earlier. I'm telling you because I've gone through all of these things. I've seen it for 6 years. People who are panicking, they create more problem. I'll tell you one thing. I uploaded my application, and one of the schools out of the 12 emailed me and said, your LOR is not signed, which happens, right? If somebody messaged me yesterday, and I've said this a lot of time in my videos, that it can happen to one of you. When 1,700 people are applying, someone will have some glitch, all right?
Yeah.
If it happens, how do you fix it? You reach back to your evaluator, you ask them to sign it, and you ask them to email CAAPID again or email the school again. And what I did after I emailed each of the school, hey, one of the LORs didn't have signature, but my LOR, my recommended has uploaded a new one. I just wanted to make sure you received it. Most of them didn't reply me, but at least I did all the things that as professionally an American individual will do. The problem that happens is when we are acting in this sheepish mentality and going crazy. One of the things I've learned, the school treat us, I'm sorry to say this word, they treat us very shitty. When I was in your place, when I was applying, I would email them and I'm like, why aren't you guys replying? Like, I was working in US for 2 years, and you email most offices, you email your master's school, they would reply you. But dentist school were treating you like literally slaves. And I was like, why is that? And then when I realized that how we as immigrants are, like how much desperate we are when we are communicating or corresponding, that just makes them, and the people most probably in the school is a bachelor, like most of the coordinators are not more qualified than you are. You're a dentist, all right? Yeah, they work in a dentist school, but in the real world they are no one, to be honest. They are just working a regular job, which makes them 100,000 or 120 maximum. And I'm not saying it in a negative way. It's just they are just a human being that you see on the Walmart. But when we are emailing them, we say, hey, dear, I don't want to say names, like we make them a god, like, oh, you have all the power, please get me in. Don't just treat them like how one American treats other, and treat this process in the same way too. Please, as much as you can. I know there is stress, there are blunders that happen, like signature doesn't go through, but do not overwhelm yourself. I'm just telling you as a kind, that sincere advice, because I'm one of you, and I hated when the schools treat the foreign trained dentists as shit. I just hate it. Okay, come next question. Sorry for my frustrated speech, but yeah.
Hi, sir. I have a one question with LOR. That's it. I mean, I did my MPH here, and I did some research during my MPH, and I worked as an internship. And then after my graduate, I also started working as an healthcare data analyst. So, like the first LOR, I'm thinking as a dental dean. The second is from the US dentist, where I did a volunteer dental assistant. And the third one, I'm just confused. Like, should I get it from the home country dental faculty, or should I go with the MPH?
The last Q&A session, if you heard me or my videos on LOR, I
Mm-hmm.
took my third one for my master's.
Okay.
But some schools
Uh-huh.
like UPenn and UPenn now take green card holders, but and few other schools, they want your third letter from your faculty. So
Mm.
it's a trade-off. You
Okay.
can get the fourth one from your faculty and send it as an unofficial upload in the supplemento.
Uh-huh.
Some schools like won't accept it,
Mm-hmm.
but some schools, I thought, so this is how I saw my life. Like I was like, okay, I'm coming from Pakistan. My dean was also my oral surgery uh, chairperson. He was also my supervisor. So that one person was evaluating me for two different positions, my PG position and my BDS too, right?
Mm-hmm.
My there was an American dentist, private practitioner who wrote me a letter. Fine.
Mm-hmm.
The third person was he was a professor of my master's finance. He was a finance professor, but he was also a Mission of Mercy CFO. So in my
Okay.
head, I was thinking about people who, first of all, in my life, I thought which places made the most impact. Like doing a master's was a big thing for me at that time. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew I invested so much money and time. I want to get a letter from them because
Okay.
I personally feel it was a major part of my life. So you have to decide if BDS makes more sense for you. No way is wrong. And I'm telling it to everybody, no way is wrong. You have to pick the one that makes more sense for you.
Okay, because the thing during my masters, I have done lots of research and poster presentations and what like there's a lot of weightage when compared to my undergrad, and I thought like my the fourth letter like for the supplemental, I thought I can put my volunteer. I worked in a non-organized like a community clinic, so the director has given me a LOR, so I thought that as a fourth LOR. So, yeah.
Doc, I don't, there is no right and wrong in this. It's just
Okay.
difference noise. This is a problem of choice.
Okay.
This is a good problem. We call it the problem of abundance. Now you want to eat a pomegranate or you want to eat an apple. At least you have fruits on both ends, right?
Yeah.
So you pick whichever you want to go for, whichever
Mm-hmm.
makes the most sense. Just do that. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing wrong in this case.
Okay. So I can. Okay. Okay, doctor.
And
Got it.
Hello,
Thank you.
doctor.
yes, Doc.
Hi. So I'm from Pakistan and I've completed my residency, my FCPS residency in prosthodontics. I have completed the 4-year training and I have given the intermediate exam and everything, but I have not passed the part 2
Doc,
exam yet.
didn't we discuss this already with you on phone?
No, I had a question. You said that I can ask
Oh,
you on
okay.
the.
Yeah, yeah. Yes.
So my question is that I can go two ways with it. I can mention that in the experience, which I'm going to mention it like 4 years of prosthodontic experience. Should I be mentioning it in my degree section as well? Because when I was filling my BDS, there is an option of setting the degree as ongoing. So could I also
Doc,
add it in my degree?
listen. Even if you write it, one is the degree section. What is the other section you can write?
The experience section.
Doc, if you write it in the experience and don't, first of all, FCPS is not a degree. All right. It's just a
Yes, it's a
certificate.
diploma.
Yes, it's not a degree. So why,
Yes.
so that rules out your first question in the first place.
No, but the
So,
options do show a diploma or a certificate.
okay.
So one who has
Let me
completed that.
tell, let me. The second thing is, even if you write it in the experience, all right, and you mention this is a post-grad training that you did for 4 years in prosthodontics and you have an LOR or experience letter, no matter where you put in, it doesn't really matter. I'm telling it's not like a penalty. Oh, this was because it's okay. If I teach somebody occlusion in pros and ended up teaching them in ortho as well, is there a penalty because that question about occlusion was taught in pros or ortho? Most of these things overlap. There are a
Right,
lot of things will overlap even in CAPID application. The problem
right,
is most of you guys are very, very, very detail oriented personalities who likes to go with everything. But if you work in the administrative world, the people who do administrative stuff, they have to do fast. They want to get to the result. So the main point in your life is to communicate that you did 4 years of training, right? That's the main goal. You want to tell
yeah,
that I was training to become 4 years of prosthodontic training. Now, even
yes,
if you mention it as a certificate or you mention it as an experience, that shows it. All right. Then you mentioned it in your personal statement too. Then you mentioned it in your resume too, right? Then you're going to mention somewhere in the supplemental too, right? So you've
Yes.
already have mentioned it 5 times. But the problem that's going to happen with you, I'm going to say something which you might find rude, but I have to be honest. What's going on, doc? I was doing FCPS, right? I quit my oral surgery and I gone through the phase. And you're still young. It will take you some time. There's a part of you which keeps telling you you did not complete your second exam. And it keeps telling you that. Listen to what I'm going to say. In the real world in US, nobody gives a crap about whether you give that exam or not. They don't care about what Pakistan's FCPS system was. They don't care if the second exam. What they care about is how much hard working you are and if you can be a good student in their program. They don't really care if you did an MDS in Pakistan or you did. So the people who come newly from Pakistan, they are like, I did FCPS under the Royal College of Physicians and Surgeons, Pakistan. And US is like, even if it was the Royal College of England, we don't give a crap, to be honest. What you're trying to prove is not that you have a lot of degrees. What you're trying to prove is I've been working hard with whatever time I have. That's the whole motive. Coming from a colonial country, we are always stuck with papers and degrees. We want to show we have that part two, we have that exam. I'm not a registrar, I'm an AP or whatever professor. And we are stuck in that mentality. One of the things somebody told me early on in my life when I came to US is you can't have the best of both worlds. The earlier you let go of that old mentality, the faster you will learn about US and grow. What I'm trying to tell you, and it's up to you. You have discussed this 7 times and you've been stuck in CAAPID. Now, where should I place it? The problem is not placing it. The problem is there is an inner voice keeping you, it's telling you every day, and it's with everybody. I went through my phase of realizing I quit my oral surgery career, and it's a big thing. You become a fighter pilot or an oral surgeon or any surgeon once in a lifetime thing, and it's a hard thing to give up on. It's no joke. It carries on with you. And the point was, you have to deal with that inner voice and say, even if I did not give that exam, nobody cares in US. I'm going into something else and I don't need to keep bringing it up again. It's kind of like I keep bringing up, oh, I have a small bicep on my right side. Or you will say most probably nobody can see you, doc, even on the camera right now. It's all your face. Why are you bringing up things that doesn't even matter? The reason I'm bringing it up because I am mentally insecure about it. And I'm not saying it in a negative way. The reason I'm saying this is because when we are looking for trouble, we bring out that trouble even when it was not needed. It's kind of like a kid goes to his dad and say, I didn't steal that candy and eat. And dad is like, oh, maybe you did now, right? Because the kid brought it up. So what I would say, doc, as a genuine suggestion, let it go because nobody cares about your second year, like your second exam in US. I gave you an example. In US, a lot of people do oral surgery and do cross training and they don't give the board certificate exam. They just go in private practice and start working as a specialist. That's how US work. So number two. The number three thing I'm again telling it to everybody is please listen. There's going to be a lot of experiences or volunteer work which will overlap in different places. All right. The main point is not putting in this is not dentistry where the right composite color has to go on the right tooth. This is an administrative task. And obviously you can't make it so silly that it looks ridiculous. But most of the things, if you place it, and your main thing is to mention to them in a brief and clear manner without repeating it again and again that I was training to become an prosthodontist, which I did for 4 years. I'll tell you one thing. You're worried about your second year exam. In my interview, they said you only did 8 months of oral surgery training and you quit it. And I was like, because I always wanted to come to US. I just started it because I wanted to make the best out of my time. And at that time, the most competitive thing to do was oral surgery training. So my plan wasn't to stick around and become an oral surgeon. My plan was to make the best out of my time so I can go to US and do what I want to do. And that was a stepping stone. And they were like, fine, makes sense. I wasn't crying, oh, I wish I would have done that 4 years training and did that exam. Then they would have said, maybe you should go back and do that because that's where your heart is. Does that make sense, Doc?
Yes, it does. Thank you so
I'm
much.
sorry for the long lecture, but the point is, if you don't deal with this right now, you're going to in if you go and learn skiing, if you go and learn motorcycle driving, there's a rule. If you look at the tree, your ski is going to hit a tree. If when you're riding a motorcycle, they say if you look in a car accident, you will end up in that. So wherever
Right.
we as humans are looking at, we create that problem. And I've
Right.
talked about 3 or 4 times, and consistently, this is where your soul is. I feel, I could be wrong, your soul is stuck at. And I can
Yeah.
understand. I've gone through it. You have to
Right.
let go of that old. You're not there anymore. You have to give it up. You eventually you realize none of that matters, because by the end of the day, I went to Pakistan after 8 years. I'm just telling you everybody this, and I sat with my supervisors, the oral surgeons, my seniors. And at the end of the day, you're big because you create dollars. That's the only reason. After 10 years of practice, nobody gives a rat ass if you're a prosthodontist or an oral surgeon or a general dentist. Everybody sees is how much money you're making and how you're living, because nobody wants to spend 80 hours in clinic. And this is the reality of dentistry. This is the reality of the world. This is the reality of America. The earlier you understand this, you will take mature decisions. So
Right.
I know I'm throwing things that some of you would be like, shit, like we came here for CAAPID and he's making us think that. I'm just telling you guys, this is a stepping stone for your life to make more money and give a better life to your family, to your relatives, and be a more fruitful person in the society. Otherwise, this is all a business for them. CAAPID is charging us so much money, right? The other day, somebody was saying, I have to give Casper for UCLA separate. I have to give Casper for Indiana separate. I have to give Casper separate for UOP. Can't I do like a one thing for everything? I was like, no, they are making money off you. That's what it is. Why are you making us or you, the foreign trained dentists take 3 CAPID exams? If we take one TOEFL, we apply with everybody. Just do the same with Casper. But no, they want it separately, and they don't care if you are going under more and more and more loan, because the system wants you to go under loan. It's just how this business setup is done. So kindly don't involve so much emotions. Understand this is a game being played, and you're gonna play back. Sorry for the
Right.
long speed, but okay. Coming back to the next question, guys.
Hi,
Thank
Doc.
you.
Can I have a question?
Sure, Dr. Varla. Sorry. Uh, what's your name, Doctor?
I'm Dr.
Varda.
Lasya.
Last year. Okay. All right. Yeah, you can go ahead. And some of you doctors, I'd still need to reply back. I'll reply you back, guys. Okay. I know. All right. Dr. Lasya, yes, good.
Yeah, my info from the previous application didn't get transferred completely, like from academic history, achievements like that. So,
Mhm.
meanwhile, can I send the evaluation request for the evaluators
I
or
think you
only
should.
after?
I think you should do that meanwhile, and you should email CAPID and just say, hey, I'm still waiting on the update of my previous documentation. It's taking time. Some
Oh,
of the people have, it's a technical glitch. Understand there are 1,700 people trying to do it at the same time. So it takes time.
oh. So, is it worth waiting or should I fill it by myself? Or,
Doc, I don't know how your life commitments are. If you have 4 kids to manage and 2 jobs to do, maybe waiting is better because you're already burnt out. But if you're
okay,
somebody who's sitting at home and stressed and doesn't have anything to do, then maybe open up your laptop and fill it,
okay.
right? So there are certain things you have to make decisions on your own. Okay, if I have time and there's nothing much to do, I don't have to cook and go for a run, maybe I'll do this today.
Okay.
Doctor,
All right.
question about
So regarding,
sorry about that.
Dr.
hello.
Lester, do you have other question now?
Yeah, yes, Doc.
So, Doc,
Um,
I would request everybody to stick to one question, but go ahead. You go ahead. Say.
yeah, so if the previous TOEFL tests were also got transferred, so do I need to transfer my latest score again without transferring the old score?
So whatever exam you did, you have to update CAAPID about it.
Okay.
Unless you don't want to, because it's a bad score.
Okay, no, that previous score got transferred automatically, so now I have to update with the new score, right? That's it. No
If you
need to.
want to, that doc, listen to
Yeah,
my
yeah,
words
yeah.
very carefully. I'm saying if you have a score that is better than the previous one and you want it to be updated, then do it. Otherwise, they won't automatically know it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'll do it. What I'm asking is the previous score won't get deleted, right, from anyway.
Doc, it usually doesn't, but you can email CAAPID about it. Usually it doesn't.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right. Yes.
Thank you, sir. So my question is because
Oh.
I've been out of, can you hear me?
Yes, I am.
My question is because of my age. I took care of my kids. I graduated in 2002 and I raised my kids and I did masters in specialties in public education. I worked in that field. I've been working on that field for 14 years that I've been in this country and I want to apply now. So one thing is that I went into CAAPID and it's asking me if I'm going to reapply from the one application I did in 2013. So I think I'm going to fill out a new application, correct?
I think you can. I think you could just apply or like fill in a new one because
Okay.
it's been so many years.
Okay. And then with that said, my kids are 21 and over 26 now. And in that time, I did masters and specialty, and I work in the public education field here in the United States. How is that
That's
relevant to this new application?
That's very relevant, Doc. If you work with people who were underprivileged, people who didn't had access to care, who are the downtrodden, you can actually mention. I did 2 years of work with refugees and immigrant, and I think one of the reason I got preference in for school was kind of my work with the underprivileged community, because most of my work had been. I grew up in a non-profit. My dad used to teach in one, and then I worked with one. So it's kind of like a common theme. Like when I have nothing to do, I want to work in these kind of communities and people, and that's something I enjoy.
But I feel that that was the one thing that made me not go or be accepted in 2016 because I get telling them I'm teaching children that are coming from other countries and I'm helping immigrants, whatnot. So how do I word that now that I have the specialty? I still did continuing education in
Doc, listen. Which
uh,
country are you from originally?
say what again?
Which country are you from?
I'm the
From?
public.
Okay, here's I'm gonna tell you. US likes people like you. I'm gonna tell you why. If you can show that I am somebody who has experienced life, I worked hard, I did the dirty jobs, I did the work that most Americans don't want to do, whether it was helping other people, whether it was helping your society, whether it was fixing stores, whether it was helping underprivileged kids. And I've consistently worked hard while taking care of my family, while passing my exams, and I still have a dream to fulfill. You're telling them that the movie that they made on Rocky wasn't just a movie. I'm living it.
Mm-hmm.
You do
Okay.
understand that? So you're actually the American dream for them, as long as you know how to put it up in the right way. So whatever experience you're saying, it can be. Remember one thing: your biggest weakness is your opportunity as well. If you know how to use it, that's the beauty of US. It just takes some mind.
Mind the
Yes,
word. That's why
you have, yes.
the wording is that probably
And
I have more experience now
yes.
than what I did in 2016. So
And understand, you can mention to them that there were certain responsibilities I was taking care of while working hard to get back into dentistry.
okay.
And as soon as I got a chance, and I'm you're not lying. You're like, I just life happens and I was doing the best I can.
Good.
And again, remember, you were doing the jobs or you're doing the things that most Americans don't want to do because they don't get paid enough.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
They would rather work as a barista in a coffee place than the work that you were doing, right? So
So
they
I
was
correct. So I put all that on a portfolio. I already made a professional portfolio, and I usually do that when I'm job hunting in the public system for education. Is there a place that I could upload that? Because I work with judges and all kinds of non.
listen, but here's a fine line, doc. Remember, don't overdo it. because then they are like, oh, she's bringing reference which doesn't even make sense to dentistry. They are not hiring you to be a clerical or a manager or a teacher up there. They are hiring you to be a student. So they want letter from people who can vouch your learning power, not your ability to command and rule and deliver.
Well, you know what? When that time when I applied to Boston, I spoke to the one guy over there, and he said like, "You have nothing in dentistry for me at this point." And my kids were like what, 16, 12. And he said, "Go back, do something in dentistry, and then apply again." This is Boston.
So this is why you applied to 20 schools, Doc. I had nothing to. My first question again, Doc. Watch my videos. I don't want to spend too much time on repeating the same things. And I went there. My first question with Colorado was, "You haven't picked a handpiece in the past 6 years." I never did dental assisting, and they were like, they were discussing about my application, and they didn't knew I was in the room. I was like, "Yeah, I didn't do it, but I'm one of the hardest working person in the room, and I'll get done what I need to get done." It's
Okay.
just how I am. So this is why that is why you apply to many schools, and you just be the person you are and show your strongest intent. It's God who
Thank,
decide, not just these individuals.
thank you for your time. If
So
you could add me to your group, I would appreciate it.
thank you, Doc. Thank you. Okay. Next question, guys.
Hi, Doc.
Good
I
afternoon.
Dr.
Uh,
Shweta. Okay, after this, after Dr. Shweta, I want some of the Hispanic people to ask their questions too. I know there are some people who are Hispanic, who are from other countries too. I feel in a lot of my calls, they don't speak up, and I want them to speak too after this. Okay, Dr. Shweta, go ahead.
Yeah, hi Doc. I have a question in the CAPID section. So
Mhm.
under relevant other relevant information, what do we actually
It depends on your life. If you have anything, maybe you did a non-profit work, or maybe there was something that happened in COVID that caused you a gap or a family issue. And sadly, some people go through divorces, separation, health issues, miscarriages. Some people had visa issue. They got like something happened. Like, for example, if you're getting a transcript from UAE right now where it's being bombed, most probably you're not going to get it, right? There are people who can't get their transcript from Cuba or from other parts where there's right now, like Ukraine, like there are things going on that they can't get access to. And that's why they left the space. My only suggestion is, if if somebody lets you come in their house and say, hey, do you need a drink? Are you thirsty? And you say, I need a mochaccino with double espresso shot, he will say you're abusing my generosity. In the same way, CAPID is giving you, if you have something relevant which you feel wasn't important in your life that affected your professional dentistry, tell us. And just be brief again and be straightforward and tell them. My only problem I tell people is a lot of candidates, we are dentists. Our problem is we see a hole, we want to fill it. That's how we are trained. They see a blank space, they're like, oh, yes, I'm going to write like 700 things up there. Don't do it.
okay.
Fight that urge. Don't repeat. Do not waste their time. The doctor I was talking to, she worked for like 10, 15 years in US. If you listen to her communication, and she's matured, she has experience, it's like straight to the point. This is how it's done in US. Remember, understand this. Americans have a very direct, straightforward way. And people who have done masters, uh, will tell you like that's how it is. You write, you don't like write, hey doc, I hope your day is going well. I used to do this. I wanted to kindly request and ask you if I can send my assignment on 30th. And they're like, yes, literally. And now I write, doc, I'm getting late, can I send you the assignment on 30th? They're like, yep, sure. And it's not disrespectful, it's just we are coming from a very, most Indian Pakistanis are coming from very colonial mindset. Some you'll laugh at this, but I'm coming from Lahore. There is a rule that now I tell people, like when I used to speak Punjabi, it was usually with the mechanics, drivers, or friends. When I used to speak Urdu, it was mostly with my parents or with my elders. And when I used to speak English, it was with my principal or professor or authorities. So in my hindsight, whenever I'm going to speak English, it's somebody with authority. So I'm going to put myself down. And it took me years to figure out that no, I don't have to. I'm talking in English to every day, right? So we have to get out of that mindset and learn that the American professionalism of communication is that to the point. If somebody calls me nowadays for like marketing and stuff and trying to sell me something at the clinic, these people like softwares and dentists, and I'm like, okay, what's going on? Tell me. And if they take more than 5 minutes to explain, I'm like, sorry, text me, I'll get back to you. Like, I'm giving you my 3 minutes, sell it or leave the door. And it's not just me, that's how US taught me. Like, it's everybody so freaking burned out because we are running in one of the world's, this is the Roman Empire on Wi-Fi. This is the world empire right now. And the price to it is that we have to work like crazy hours. And one of the things that we have an understanding at Americans is we're going to communicate very fast, straight to the point, and we are not worried that other person is going to feel like rude. And it's an art that you have to learn over time. And just whenever you see a blank space, and if you have something important to write, keep it straight to the point. All right. And the other thing I'll tell everybody, be brief, be straight to the point, and emphasize on being a learner. Don't say I was working with this person, I did a master's, I had a, or don't say I had a bad complication during the COVID and all of that. Don't make it a therapy session. Just mention, yes, I had a blockage or medical issues in 2020 18 for 2 years, but I've learned to manage my time better. And now, after taking professional help, I would be able to get back into the field that I always loved to do. Does that make sense, Doc?
Yep, yeah, yeah,
And
Doc.
I'm not just
Is
saying it to you. It's not. It's. I'm just saying it as a context to everybody who's gonna watch this video later on too.
is it okay to leave it blank in case we don't have any relevant information and we
Yes.
have covered everything in the SOP and other
Yes. Yes.
okay.
You can leave it blank. You can write NA. NA means not applicable. You can leave it blank. Totally fine.
Okay. Yep. Thank you so much, Doc.
Sure thing.
Mhm.
Okay.
Good
Now,
afternoon.
I want actually somebody who is not like some Hispanics or other students who are here. I want them to ask questions to you because a lot of time they don't get a chance. The Indian and Pakistanis, and they are my people. I come from the same region, so I want to give other people some chance too. And I'm still here. So if somebody,
Dominican, we love you, doctor.
yeah, sure. So what's your question, Doc? Dr. Cynthia, do you have a question?
I don't have any question. I'm just hearing people
Okay.
in here. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
All right. Anybody else that I've from the non-Indian Pakistani people of mine? Anybody else want to ask a question? All right. Okay. Now coming back to all right. So who was asking question earlier? You can go ahead, Doc.
Good afternoon. This is Fatima. I am from India, but living in US for 15 years. So I am stepping back into dentistry.
Mhm.
So with the breaks, as just now you mentioned how we have gaps for several of reasons. So coming on my quick question, that I have graduated from India, so I have my original name, which is changed here. I have updated my last name. So, does this matter in applications that you should have your?
So this is where the relevant section you can use, Doc. You can mention, and that's very common for females if they'll change their last name. So in the relevant part, you can mention that.
Okay, so they are going to accept my ECE with my original name.
Doc, as long as listen, what the understand the thing that you're mentioning is a very common thing that happens, right? You didn't do anything illegal, you didn't do anything out of the awkward, you just change your last name, right? The only thing is it should be communicated in a way so they know it makes sense to them, right?
Okay, okay,
The
okay,
key
I
is
got it.
not to be worried, oh, this happened. The key is to communicate it upfront so they don't get puzzled. The main thing I'm saying is respect their time. Communicate it early on So they are not trying to solve a puzzle. They are not going to Google you. They are not going to call you. They're like, this is not making sense. Throw it in the rubble because there's a 1,000 other people that we can look at. I'm giving you guys a very free, honest advice to make your application slide up quickly in their eyes is be brief, be respectful, and be respectful of their time, and be brief, be respectful of their time, and just communicate. It's all about communication. If your application is done in a way that sounds American to them, they're like, okay, let's get this person first.
Okay. Okay, great. Thank you so much. I have a couple of more questions, but I'm going to attend your next sessions. So I will
You
be.
can, so what you can do after, you can come back right now. After we do some other questions, you can again take a turn. All right.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
Sure thing, Dr. Fatma. Yep. Dr. Redmi Note 11 Pro plus 5G.
Hello, doc. I have some question. This is my first cycle, and I want to ask: it is advisable to apply for 10 cycle and then wait for it and then apply 10 more cycle? Like I was applying.
Okay. You mean 10 schools and then wait to
Yeah,
apply
yeah,
to 10?
yeah.
No.
I'm sorry.
No.
No.
Apply to schools. Listen, this is your first time. Write it down. It's not about having the best profile. It's about applying early.
Okay.
All right. You don't want to waste your 10 school money and apply late. That's a disaster that's the rule of wasting money.
Got it.
Understand, guys. Understand what I'm trying to tell you. The person who's sitting in there is just like me, just like you. He's trying to go through these 1,700 application in 1 month, tell it to his boss, oh, I finalized these ones, take a look. And they look at 500, and then they look at 300, and then they call them for interviews and find those 40 people, take the money from them, put them in the seats or do orientation and tell the dean, we did our job for this year, give us a raise. Right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
make their life easy.
Okay.
All right, either do it or don't do it. A lot of people, one of the things I've been trying to, a lot of, like, there were candidates who are applying at this point, and they're like, we need help with the personal statement. I'm like, I'm going to take 20 days to complete it. Okay, give me 5 more days to think about it. I'm like, are you like, I don't even say anything. I'm like, your time is of the highest essence, not your $600-700, not your 1,000. You want to do it at this point, do it fast. Like, don't, if you have to think now, maybe you're going to pay twice. It's just because certain things have to be done at a certain time to make them fruitful. If I put a composite and walk around for half an hour and then come and cure it, now the timing was the essence to the curing, right?
Yes.
And if you're not understanding, and again, I'm not saying this to you, doc, I'm saying it and then to everybody. If you're going to make that decision, sometimes certain decisions are only valuable at time. When I look back in life, there were certain things if I would have done it, and now I do it, it's of no use. If I would have done it at that time and pulled the trigger, that would have that would have the impact. And if you didn't do it then you don't do it now. It's just how it is. So you have to think of your decisions when you're investing money. Money you can get back. Time you don't.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So
Yes.
there gonna be years. You guys are majority of you are majority. I'm saying not everybody is younger than me. I'm just telling you one thing. There will be years where you will make more money than what you spend in 5 years. There will be. The point is, what you do with your time, that never comes back. So please, make rich people or highly successful people are spending money to save time. If you want to, I'll tell you one thing. If you're working with a doctor who's very successful as a dental assistant and you want to become their favorite, save them time. Find them solutions to save them time. They will make you rich with money. They will give you things for free. They'll say, take this, take this. Do you need this? Take this. Because they don't care about money anymore. The most annoying thing I'll tell you, for successful people, is somebody doesn't understand how much they make friends based over, we make friends based on values. If you like to drink alcohol, most probably you make friends who drink alcohol. If you like to smoke, you will do that. If you like to travel, you will make that. If you like to study, you will do that. The successful people, their problem is, I'll tell you one thing: to become successful, you have to give up your health, you have to give up a lot of your family time, you have to give up a lot of your friends, you have to give up a lot of parties and other extracurricular activities of your life. So you pretty much killed all of your life just to become ultra successful. And when you do, now you have to protect it. In order to protect, you're dealing with time. The time is your biggest issue because you have to make decisions. Now, people who get very close to successful people and get opportunity are the one who respect their time. So overall, I'm telling you, in US, the more you go up, the more have this mindset that if somebody allows you to talk to Elon Musk for 5 minutes, or Trump, or whatever, whoever you want to say, you just want to be straight to the point and tell them and ready to leave the door. They will respect you. They might call you tomorrow and say to come back. And if you go in and say, they will be like, okay, you wasted my 5 minutes, which was $10,000, right? So think in that perspective. And the earlier, it took me 7-8 years to understand this. So what I'm saying, if you understand it in this one day, it might save you the 7 years which I spent. All right, okay, Dr. Kanika.
Thank you, Doc.
Dr.
Hi,
Kanika.
Doc.
Yes, Doc.
Hi, Doc. This is Sakita, and this is my first cycle, and I have applied for only Colorado in the last December. But while I was filling the application on the CAAPID, it shows like, have you ever applied to US schools before? And I mentioned about Colorado, and the next question it showed on the profile is, how you have improved from your last cycle. So will I be considered as a reapplicant?
Yes, Doc, you are a re-applicant.
Okay. So what should I mention, Doc?
Doc,
Like, how you have
how come I know what you improved?
I just applied for one school, right? So
I'm not saying apply about one school. I'm asking how have you improved in 1 year?
I applied in last
Not
January
your
for
Doc,
Colorado.
but I'm talking about 2025. What have
Okay.
you invested in your profile, in your
Mm-hmm.
resume, to
Mm-hmm.
make yourself a better candidate? Whatever you have done, take a
Mm-hmm.
piece of paper, whether it was C courses, conference
Mm-hmm.
perception, anything,
Okay,
write
Doc.
it down. And if you want to mention that.
Okay, Doc. Thank you. Thank you so
Sure,
much for doing this session.
sure, sure thing, Doc. Dr. Mariam 9. Okay.
Hi, Doc. It's Dr. Mariam. So my question is, while filling out the CAPID application in the experience section, whatever work experience you have, whether it's as a dental assistant or working back home as a dentist, how do you,
Wait. Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
so how do you, when you're talking about your responsibilities, it's a lot of repetition, I feel. Can you talk about the skills that you have gained from those experience, or do you have to specifically mention what you did in that role?
In experience, my rule of thumb is so I help people write their resume, right? When I do it,
Mm-hmm.
I tell people just copy what you mentioned in the resume and you can put it in the experience because it's the kind of the same thing and you can tweak a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you wrote in your resume is the same thing that goes in the experience.
Okay, all right. So it has to be in the bullet, and then you basically describe your role in that
Yeah,
position.
yeah,
Okay, thank you.
sure. All right. Dr. Kanika, if you still want to unmute and speak.
Hello, dog. Sorry, earlier it was not muted. So my question is, I'm a re-applicant, but I've heard that San Antonio, Texas, and UNLV are preferring their residents. Is it true, or it's just a
If
rumor?
it was, what will you do? If I say yes, what will you do in life?
Then I will bar myself in applying because I'm not a resident of the states?
First of all, the answer to your first question is no.
Okay.
The second thing is you should be still applying to 15 to 20 schools.
Okay.
So there will be schools you can't, okay. How many places you can live at one time? One, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
So you're applying to 20 schools, you're gonna be non-resident for for
Right.
the rest of them,
Mhm.
right? So
Right.
you still apply. So you can't base off your decision over such a small thing.
Okay. Thank you for answering.
Sure thing. The
Good
one thing,
afternoon.
yeah,
Sorry,
go ahead, Doctor. Well,
Pooja. Yeah.
yeah, then Dr. Bhumisha after this. Okay.
Good afternoon, Dr. Adriel. My question for you is that in the CAAPID application, there is the experience section for dental related and healthcare and non-dental related healthcare. So in my application, I have put my experience of oral surgery, being a consultant oral surgeon in India, and where I have done the basic extraction and surgical extractions into dental field. And in in non-dental healthcare, I have put in the facial aesthetics and hair transplant procedures. Is that the right way to go, or should I make any changes in that, doctor?
Well, both are healthcare.
Yeah. So should I put all the consultant OMFS in dental related?
I would put everything in. Well, yeah, OMFS is dental. That's dental.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then the other one you can put in dental.
The facial aesthetic procedures and the hair transplant in non-dental.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, doctor. Thank you so
Unless
much.
you put some hair on the teeth, then it's separate. But
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Hello, Dr. Adriel.
hi, doc.
Hello. So my question is, in 2025, I used to work at two general dentist office. So my common role was when it comes to back-end assisting, but at one office, I was also actively involved with the administrative tasks. So when I was preparing my resume, I find it difficult. So I tried wording both the things differently.
Don't. Here's the thing. This was in India.
No, here in the United States.
So I would say, doc, stick to more clinical. You can put in one or two line. I was doing patient treatment planning. I was helping with dentrix, or I was helping with insurance coordination. But don't over focus. They are more concerned with your clinical skill that you did as dental assisting.
Okay, okay. So my role was pretty much the same, but all I can do is to word it differently, right? When it
Doc,
comes to
Doc, understand everybody who does dental assisting is sometime helping with insurances or patient scheduling or helping with the front desk. You're not the first one, you're not the last one. What I'm trying to say is focus more on your clinical things and less on the administrative, because they don't give a crap about the administrative part. They
okay,
do, but I had people who worked as a regional manager. Regional managers are very big things. There's the office manager, and then there's the regional manager over offices. And they didn't get invites, and dental assistant gets invite. Now, if you understand this should make
right,
sense. Okay.
right. It does. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right. Before the next question, if Dr. Pracha or Dr. Kinza, Krashi, if you guys have any questions too, you can ask. But yeah, Doc, you want to unmute and
Yeah.
yes, you're mute still, Doc. You're still mute, Doc.
Here I am. Here I am.
Yes.
So I'm doing some research on the ballpark of money or budget that I want to put into this. And it might be too ambitious to look and apply for 18 to 20 schools, is what I'm thinking. So I wanted to hear your thoughts basically on how much budget should I plan for a year?
Doc, in my videos, I usually say think about $400 per school on average. And again, I don't do financial advising, and
No,
I
I
can't give
understand.
you detailed answer. I can just tell you on average, imagine you're going to be spending $400 per school, and on top, bench exam prep courses are separate.
Yeah.
If you get interview prep courses from somebody like me or writing help or something, that's separate. If you have to travel to some school for interview, that's separate. So yeah, and now you have to figure out again. I give a very overarching journalized kind of statements. Now, if your situation doesn't allow you to apply to 20 schools, then figure out what allows you, how much you're allowed to do, and then go with that. And understand, I don't write, and I'm not saying this to you, I'm saying this. Sometimes people follow me on social media and they listen to me, and then they think that, oh, whatever Adriel is saying is like a stone, is like a carving on the stone. It's
Right.
not.
Not a
I'm learning as you are. Maybe I've been in the field a little bit longer than you guys to know a little bit more, but I'm still learning. There are a lot of time my assumptions get wrong. I had a Pakistani junior of mine, friend, who got accepted with the score of 98, and I was like, this is gonna be very tough. But he had other skills in his resume that were pretty good at standing out, and he did good, and I learned something. Now with the new TOEFL, scores are going up, which I'm very happy about. So yeah, so you have to figure out what works for you, because if everybody is telling you it won't work out, that's when you have to figure out a way to make it work.
Yeah, and then there's a myth about age. I know that legally they cannot say anything to me because I'm 5,700 years old.
No, Americans, I'll tell you one thing. I hired some American consultant for my clinic, and there are times when I'm gonna be very honest, like I interview people for dental assisting. I do look at a lot of different aspects. Okay, the way I run my practice, we do a lot of surgery, sedation, and there are things that, and yes, these are, they call them gender, or no, not gender, like protective classes. You can't discriminate people over their race, age, and stuff. But again, an institution can make decision how they want to make. The point is, I have people who are 58 years old who got accepted.
That's it.
The point is not being, see, don't think in the perspective, oh, they can't do this because I have a certain privilege. The point is not here, we are not fighting a lawsuit. The point is, we are here to implement. I have a journey in my head of who I am in the future, and I am here to lay it down in reality. Now, whether this institution or this person or that person helps me in doing that, it's fine if they don't, because if in my head there's an Adriel who's doing this, it's gonna happen. All right. And it's not a fight between you or me or this institution. It's just I know I'm gonna be that person one way or another. The reason I say these things, because you create your future from an aspect of positive abundance. When you come from the protective side, oh, if they do this to me, they do this to me, I can do this, then you're coming from
No, I wasn't thinking about putting my legal points on it, but it's just that so many people tell me, oh, you can't apply here, like
Doc, the brief answer is, as long as you believe you can be, you are that person, and you're willing to work your life off on that, you're willing to work hard on it, nobody can freaking stop you in the US. That's the answer.
That's it. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, Dr. Kinza, do you have any question? Dr. Pracha was there. And Dr. Aman Kaur, your camera is on. Are you?
Yeah, doctor, I have a question.
Yes.
So, doctor, my situation is I worked 2 years, but I stopped working in 2023. Like now I'm working again from last 6 months with new dentist. So, what do you think will be better to get LOR from
whoever spend more time with you, that person.
Oh, even that is in the past, like 2020.
Isn't your dean in the past?
Yeah.
But he held a very strong position. So if you spend more time with that person rather than somebody who just worked 2 months, so yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. All right.
Doctor, can I have a question? Can I ask a question?
No, doc. Okay, go ahead. I'm joking.
Yeah. So, doctor, what is considered as in like early applicant or an early application? Because right now there's a lot of chaos.
Application is is apply within this month as early as you humanly can.
Because I see like people are in so much
I
rush,
don't,
and I know some applicants who already like submitted their applications. So I am really
doc,
confused that
doc,
am I going
एक मिनट
late
रुक,
and like everybody is just
stop, stop.
yes. Sorry,
Calm
doc.
down. This is the exact reason I'm not replying to people. As soon as somebody say, I heard this or people are doing this, I don't care. It's your journey. You're gonna end up where you're gonna end up. Your problem is you're driving your car and you're looking at the road on the sides who's driving a better car than you. And that's your problem. If you want to keep looking at people, I'm not here to teach that. I work with individual and I focus on individual growth. I can't teach people how to look at other people and how to compare yourself. That's a very personal issue of yours, and I'm going to keep myself very far away from this. And I'm telling it to everybody. As soon as somebody calls me or message me, I've heard in the group or someone did this and someone in back home in Pakistan or in Punjabi, there was a saying like just because you saw somebody's face red, you don't start slapping on your own face. All right, just to make it look red. And there are certain sentiment people have this urge to do it, and I try to help my energy and to keep myself sane. As soon as somebody does that, I'm like, I can't help you because you're looking at the crowd and I don't fix crowds. I talk to individuals who want to change themselves. This is your journey, so you have to figure out who are you looking at, because you will become whoever you look at. So first figure it out. I just told you my answer, doc, and to everybody else, apply as early as you can, as humanly possible. All right, that's what I can tell you. But I don't have any dates. I don't do palm reading that I can tell you that if you apply within the 20th of this month, you will get accepted in the school in the south of America. I can't do that. I can just tell you, as from my experience, apply as early as possible. All right, whichever is fine for you, and just hope for the best.
Okay, thank you so much, doc.
Sure. And I'm not trying to be rude. It's just I want to set a tone for everybody, because I get a lot of these calls where somebody told me this. I read in the group. I am like, I'll tell you one thing. People who know stuff, people who are actually doing things, don't sit around on WhatsApp and message. Real people who know things, if I know something, I'm selling it for money. I'm not doing it for free. I'm just telling you. That's how the universe works. And if somebody knows something, is not going to sit in WhatsApp groups and share, hey, I did this, I did that. Oh, good for you. Good for putting up on social media. Right? The point is, you have to figure out, you have your own family, you have your own visa situation, you coming from a certain background that you only know. You have your financial constraint. It will be very stupid of me to compare myself with Dr. Kanika or Dr. Hafza or Dr. Krina or Dr. Mariana. I grew up as a Pakistani Christian, coming from Punjab, coming to US. I have my different responsibilities. My mind works different. I need different sleep. And whenever in my life I've compared myself, that's when I suffered most. So I keep telling this is not the first time I'm saying this out loud, but people who do that, I'm trying to keep very farther distance from them, because I feel like it consumes my energy just to tell them the ABCD of life. And I don't have that energy at this point when March, where people have serious things going on. I want to help people who I can help, and I can't help everybody. I'm not here to help everybody. I can't. I just realized this. I can only help a few selected people who are at the same vibration where I am. So, as for the journal, for everybody, do yourself a favor and do your universe a favor. Stop comparing. Just follow your own thing, do the best you can, and accept as things are. The earlier you do, the better life will do for you. But I hope this helps somebody. Okay, let me see. Somebody asked me in the Dr. Chaudhary, you can ask after this. But there was a question Dr. Adriel answered about the dean letter. My question is, if it is really matter that the dean complete the section. Yes, Dr. Mariana, that's going to matter. You would want him to a lot of people message me like we have extra questions that my evaluators have to answer. And you have to, I tell people, find a friend in that city, find a friend in the school, find somebody who works in the school, give them a gift, call them, say thank you, say whatever you have to do, and ask them to do you a favor and get that thing done. That's my recommendation. I know it's not easy. The dean in these countries are very big shots. They don't have time, but you have to watch a show. There's a show on Netflix called Suits. Watch that, because it will show you that in order to get certain things done, you have to work smart. You have to figure out how to solve problems.
Thank you, doctor.
Sure thing. Where are you from, Dr. Mariana?
I'm from Argentina.
Oh, nice. There are very few people from there applying. So
yes.
Good. Yeah, you will have a diversity advantage. You do apply to USC, California.
USC, yes. I applied last year and I got westlisted. So I will apply again this year.
Good. All right. Okay. Dr. iPhone or Dr. Chaudhary was there. She was going to ask question. She then disappeared on me.
Hello, hi, Dr. Gill.
Yes.
I'm from Punjab, Amritsar, India. So I have a question. This is my first cycle, and I don't have much volunteer experience like back in India or here in US, but I have been working as a dental assistant for about a year and a half. So if I try to approach some volunteer work around me now, so how can I add it later in my application?
डॉक्टर हो ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹਾਲੀ ਕਰੋ ਤੇ ਐਡ ਕਰੋ ਨਾ ਯੂ ਕਾਂਟ ਵੇਟ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਅਗਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਐਡ ਕਰਨਾ ਤੇ ਹਾਲੀ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਕਰੋ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
if
ਮੈਂ
you want
ਲਾਈਕ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਅਪਰੋਚ ਹੁਣੇ ਹੀ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਹਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਲਾਈਕ ਇਨ ਅ ਵੀਕ ਔਰ ਸਮਥਿੰਗ ਇਫ ਆਈ ਡੂ ਇਟ
ਦੇਖੋ
ਸੋ ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਖੈਰ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮਤਲਬ if you're going to do volunteer work, do it early on to you can't I don't think you can update your volunteer work afterward. They will feel like you're lying or now it's not worth it. If they want to see volunteer work with a certain number of hours,
okay,
remember you can't just do it one time and say, hey, I've done it. It's not an event, it's a process.
okay,
Volunteer
okay,
work, what is volunteer work? Volunteer work is actually expression of your human side, that I'm not coming into dentistry just to make money. I'm coming into dentistry because I do care about the society too. Now, if you're trying
yeah,
to prove that by just going once to a mission of mercy and saying, hey, look at me, I am interested in humans, they're like, yeah, right. So you
yeah.
have to show, and ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਨਾਂ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਪੂਰਾ?
ਮੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਤਾਨੀਆ
Tanya, okay. If you've been involved in some kind of temple work, seva, something like that, from whatever your background is, that can be something which can help you as well. You can show that you've been involved in volunteer work back home in India as well.
yep, so like I'll go with that. I think so, like some camps or like some work in Gurdwara or temple, I guess.
Yeah. ਵੇਖੋ ਜੀ let me say ਮੈਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ let me tell it in English, like just do some like when it comes to volunteer work, just don't focus on dentistry, just do it for your own growth too, wherever, like
Okay,
just do it. Yeah, it's something you invest in certain things that can't pay you back in money.
yep,
Now I'm going to tell you guys a secret. If my team was telling me the amount of messaging I'm getting, I should put like a money number on this free Q&A session, and in March I can make some money. And I said, this won't be fun. I don't want to do this part, because it's not that I'm a saint or I'm a great person. I love to make money. Trust me. I love money when I can make it. But the point is, I also know there are certain things in life which goes beyond money, which attracts money. And you do certain things for your soul, and when you do it, your soul attracts money. It's just wealth, how wealth is. And in Islam there's a concept of rizq, and other religions, I've talked to different cultures, different people. You understand, you just don't make money, you have to create wealth. You need to have good physical health, you need to have good context, and you have to have some spiritual depth. These are 4 quadrants. You have to work on them every day. And I worked with corporates where I was. Have you seen the movie Devil's Advocate? If you haven't, you can see it. It's Keanu Reeves in there. He signs up a deal with the devil himself as a corporate lawyer. And literally, when I was working as a dentist with the corporate, I felt like that. I was like I felt I made money, but that was very painful money. I tell people, like there is a book called Happy Money. It's a Japanese concept. It talks about there are people like I was talking to a student of mine who worked in fellowship. He got accepted to Columbia, and he called me. He had spring break. He was like, what should I do, specialization and you and this and that. And I was saying like, listen, like you have to find something that you love doing, and then you can make money along with that. Because in my world, that student paid me $5,000 and got accepted and is still calling me. That's a big sign of respect. Usually, if I pay somebody $5,000, I'm like, screw you, bastard. I'm never gonna see your face. You stole my 5,000 money, right? That's
Yep.
almost of a 5,000 is a lot of money. But in my world, I'm like, this guy not only paid me, but he had the respect to still call me and ask me for some guidance. And we have a mutual, and now he's a friend or colleague for me. So for me, that's a lot of happy money as compared to working for a bloody corporate who's sucking the life out of me when I'm doing surgeries or stuff and then fighting insurances. And I've learned I remain happier. My health is better and my sleep is better. So now my sleep is my biggest indicator of stress. I figure out if my sleep over time, and there are seasons when all of us have to work like crazy hell. If you become a parent, you don't get sleep. It's just part of life. When it's just how it is. But uh, what I'm trying to say is overall, the earlier you realize, like you want to get to a place where you can attract money rather than chasing it. Because when you're chasing it, you will get money from places that are unhappy. That unhappy money will bring you disease, will bring you pain. And I've gotten all of it. I not disease, well, but I've gotten the pain. I felt the pain and it's not good. And I could feel it. And I was like, there is something wrong in what I'm earning. And I need to get out of this shit as soon as I can. And I know some of this might make sense to some of you not, but have this perspective behind the curtain. Because if you've seen the movie, I'm sorry, I'm quoting a lot of movies up here, but these are very good thought-provoking movies. It's Fight Club, and it's based over Nietzsche's philosophy. We work at jobs that we hate to buy the things that we don't want, and this is how most of the capitalist American life is going, right? So be cognizant, like, okay, I'm working in this system, but there is life behind this too. And you want to be in both the realms if you want to live a happier life. Okay, enough with my yogi stuff. Come back to Dr. Chaudhary.
Hello, Doc. So I work like a dental assistant, but because of my visa restrictions, it is mentioned like a dental administrator. So when I put in my experiences, should I be mentioning like an assistant or an administrator?
I would put in as a dental assistant, and I would mention that you're doing both jobs in there.
Thank you.
Yes, doc. Okay, Dr. Batra. And after this, again, if Dr. Cynthia, Dr. Mariana, Dr. Trina, Dr. Maria, Dr. Meliana, like I know there are other people, I'm taking out names, sorry for that, but other people who are non-Pakistani Indians, if you want to ask questions, guys, go ahead and ask after this, okay? So Dr. Batra, go ahead.
Hi, sir. This is Ankita, and I have a question regarding supplementary question. They asked to explain the gap, specifically the clinical gap. And do I need to explain that box
Were
with
you not
dates?
working? You were not working during those years?
No, sir. I was working. I switched to research during COVID times. It was a remote
Yeah,
job.
so doc, that's a very valid thing just mentioned during COVID because everything changed. I found the opportunity that I can invest my time, work from home while maintaining the COVID protocols by working in research. And it was a great time because I got to learn about medical issues, or I don't know much research, but you can talk about softwares that you learned about, hey, PowerShell, whatever the things that you've learned, you can point out to that things.
Okay. Doc, another gap I had when I came to US,
For how
and
long?
it is for 3 months, and I was waiting for my work
That's
authorization.
not even a gap. That's just a settling down transitioning period.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Sure. Okay. I'm going to take a short break if you're fine. And meanwhile, any person, like I'm again saying, people who are non-Pakistani Indians, if you guys want to ask a question, guys, speak up. I'm here for you too. All right. I'm going to take a short break. All right, guys.
Doctor, could you please remember to add me? I apologize, to your list on WhatsApp. Thank you.
¿Cuál es tu nombre, la dominicana?
Ruth, ¿cómo están? Gracias.
Guys, anyone from India or Pakistan? I have a question. If anybody is able to give me an answer for that.
Sure, I can answer your question.
Yeah. So I did my house job, that is like a mandatory clinical rotation that we do like after 4 years of studies. So in the section of type of recognition, should I mark compensated or received academic credits for this?
So
Because
basically, without house job, you're not getting your degree, right?
right, yes.
So you received an academic credit. And if it was compensated, your internship, if you received compensation, then you click on compensation as well. You can
Oh,
click both options.
oh,
So
okay.
if,
I can
yeah,
both options.
sometimes the
Okay.
internships
Mhm.
are paid also. So we, like
Mhm.
in India, we receive stipend for internships and
Yes, so
also
it was
academic
paid.
credit.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So I
So
should mark both.
yes, you can mark both academic credit and compensation.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, and the status will be full time, right?
Yeah, of course it will be
Mhm.
full time because
Mhm.
you did it like all days, like Monday
Yes,
through
yes, Monday to
Saturday.
Friday and for like a whole year. Yes.
Yeah, or maybe Friday. Yeah, for
Yeah.
us it was like Monday through Saturday. So,
Oh. Mhm.
yeah. So yeah, it will be full time.
Mhm. Okay,
Okay.
okay. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Thanks a lot.
Sure.
All right, guys. Okay. So what are the next questions? Any questions, guys?
Yeah, I do have a question, Dr. Adriel. Can I go
Yeah,
ahead?
sure.
So, Doctor, I'm a 2001 dental graduate from India,
Mhm.
and I was like from 2004 to 2024. I was working full time in my own clinic, and
From
my sister,
2004, you said?
yeah, from 2004 to 2024 for 20 years.
And you were a graduate of 2001?
Yes.
Okay.
So my question is like my sister has filed for my green card in 2005, which took 19 years for like I got it in 2024 in the month of January. So then I moved with my family to US in July of 2024, And after coming here, I immediately started taking the course for dental assisting, San Antonio, UT San Antonio course. After that, I got my dental assisting certificate, Texas registered RDA certificate, and I started working as a dental assistant. So the thing is that since my lifestyle was set in India and I was little bit like slightly older as compared to, I was little bit less flexible to work so hard as a dental assistant for where I have to work like 8 hours and all the time I was almost standing. So I was not
Mhm.
aware of this kind of work. So it was very much overwhelming for me to do that kind of.
Yes, I can understand, doc. So what's the question?
So finally, the question is that I left that clinic without any good relationship with the doctor.
Was it a corporate or private?
It was a private.
It's fine. Just write it in the experience, but don't get a letter of recommendation. And in the relevant,
So
yeah.
yeah. So then immediately after 15 days, I joined another clinic. There I work another 3 months. But also same thing was happening with me. I was overwhelmed with the work, 35, 40 patients every day. And it's the month of December, January. So there also I just left the job.
Doc,
I said to my employer that I cannot work like
doc,
this.
doc, doc,
So
doc. I'm gonna ask you
Hmm.
something.
Hmm.
You are around your 40, 45s, right? In that.
47 right now.
Okay. I'm 35 and I whatever you're saying, I agree with you. All right. I've
Okay.
gone dealt like I know what you're saying. And there is I'll tell people one thing about dentistry in US. If you understand what a fast bowler is, and for some countries it would be like uh, a runner back, like it's a athletic. In US, dentistry is not art. I'll tell majority, you might see APA or somebody like who are doing like a very specific niche related.
Mhm.
And if you go back to APA's background and know what his parents were, the influence they had in New York, and there are certain things that if you know about business and system work, the thing is, most of dentistry in US is not art. It's just plain cold labor work. Why? Because the
Okay.
insurances control it. That's why every schedule we will see 40 patients being seen or 30 patients or stuff like that. All right. And it's
Yes.
hard. All right. And the thing with what I've learned from CEs is in US dentistry, go in young, come out young. And you might be young at 60, you might be young at 80, and you might be old at 30. All right.
Okay.
That's just how you
Mhm.
keep up with your body, right? The stress.
Right.
All right. And one thing I've learned is it's not just dentistry in itself. My doctor told me is if you don't like something that you're doing, your body is releasing 5 times more cortisol doing it. I can do this webinar for straight 8 hours. I can teach and I will be less tired than something I'm doing that I don't enjoy doing. My body
Exactly.
will hurt more. I'll my suggestion is, doc, is if you're going under $300,000-400,000 loan, and then you're coming out, and then you have to do this to pay off that loan at the age of 48, 50, whatever it is. I'm not asking you to stop. I'm asking you to redirect your journey in a different way. Look into
Okay.
specializations. Look, orofacial pain is not bad. All right.
Okay.
And look for smarter ways than
Mm-hmm.
going to. Now most people who are in their 30s want to do this. Even if you're 60, some people love it. Some people might be really good with cosmetic. And I was talking to she was Brazilian or Argentinian from Rochester. She's doing AGD, and she used to do a lot of. She has a PhD from Germany as well. I met her at Chicago, and we were discussing, and she said she didn't do endo anymore. All she was doing was in Brazil. She was doing laser dentistry, and
Okay.
we were discussing like if she has the context She can come out and just go into some laser oriented clinic, okay, and do what
Okay.
she like and make money off that. Most the problem with you and me would happen is when you would graduate, you would you would have to work with a corporate or some private office that's going to make you see 30 or 40 patients.
Right.
And this right now you can quit because they are giving you $25 per hour. But at that time, when you're making $1,000 a day, and you have to pay $300,000-400,000, and remember that $4,000 of loan is not just $4,000. Add interest on it, and it will become $800,000. And I'm not
Okay.
trying to scare you guys. I'm just trying to ask you to be smarter with it.
Okay.
All right. Give me one.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
So,
yeah,
doctor,
this is, yes.
so my question was only that I did not quit my job with a good relationship with both the doctors. So I am not sure whether they will write me a good letter of recommendation. So you still feel that I should go and ask them for a letter of recommendation
So
because
this is your relationship. I don't know what was the fight or what how you were
no,
with them. So you
no,
have to.
there was no fight. The only reason I could not perform well because that work was
Yes, doc. So
overwhelming for me.
again, doc, you're asking me something that I won't directly have an answer.
Okay.
This is something you
Okay.
would have to talk to them and see what they are trying, what are they willing to help you. All right.
Okay.
One other
Okay.
thing, doc, I'll say again, look, you can look into specializations, residencies. I'm telling you the problem that you felt with dental assisting is it becomes and like multiply that with 200 times. That's how it becomes in dentistry. Right now you can
Okay.
quit it, you can call off sick, you can say I don't want to be do this, and it's fine. But when you become a dentist, I'll tell you one thing, there are times when we have to take a bunch of ibuprofens, puke outside in the parking car, and then go in and see 30 patients. And I just
Mhm.
question myself, like, how can you heal somebody when you're not, when you're hurting yourself? And this is what we do because that's how they created this economy. And usually they abuse the newcomers who are coming in. As we get older in the field, we are like, okay, now I'm not going to do this. I'm going to find other ways. I'm going to work less. I'm going to do bigger procedures. I'm going to deal with certain insurances. But to get to that understanding, either you need a dad in the field, all right, or a husband or somebody of a mentor, or you have to go in, get butchered, and then figure out how to do it. And I was one.
Okay.
So I'm very careful in telling you stuff that it's up to you how you want to plan your life in future because doc, as a man, I'll just tell you by the end of the day, it's all money. Whether you make it off gas station or you make it through dentistry or PhD or orofacial or endo. After
Okay.
a certain while, everything's the same thing.
Okay. Thank you, doctor. Thank you
Sure
for your
thing. I'm sorry I'm probing into things. I don't want to demotivate you. I'm just saying play it smart in US. Otherwise they want over ambitious immigrants to come in and work like crazy, and which we do. We have to, but you have to be careful with your physical capacities as well.
yes, yes. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Doctor, I
Sure.
have a question.
Doctor, let me take Dr. Arpita's question and then you can come. You can ask
Sure.
doc. Okay.
Sure.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Dr. Arpita?
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, yes, sir. Last time I spoke with you in the other session. Uh, that time I hadn't given the TOEFL exam, but I gave TOEFL this time. I got
Mm-hmm.
around 5.
Mm-hmm. Yes, doc.
So so should I consider repeating the
I would
TOEFL?
apply and start working on improving it as well. So a lot of people will say, I want to repeat it. My question is, you repeat it after you studied a
Mhm.
little. First, go back and figure out what you need to improve. Work on
Okay.
it. And I don't teach TOEFL, so if you start discussing with me, I won't have an answer. The point is,
Mm.
you go back, you figure out how you can
Okay,
improve
sir.
that number, and you can apply
Oh,
meanwhile. And then when your TOEFL score gets better, you
oh,
apply.
okay. And one more question is, which college should I consider? Like, I have done my MDS, so is there any chances? So,
There's a
any.
3 hour video I told in my last video, like as well. There are more than you should be applying to 20 schools with the most number of seats.
Okay. Yes, sir.
And watch that video up there. It should be on my YouTube, which schools not to apply if
Yes,
you
sir.
haven't
Yes.
yet.
No, sure. Thank you.
Or sure thing, doc. Okay. Yes, Dr. iPhone user. I
Yes.
think that, yes.
Yes, doctor. I have a question. I have one research publication. So, will this also count in my experience section, or I just need to mention this in my publication section?
Sorry, can you repeat it? I'm sorry.
Yes, doctor. So, I do have like one research publication. Do I also need to mention this in my experience section other than publication section on CAPIT?
I would say if you mention it one place,
Mm-hmm.
you can, but no, you're just repeating things.
Mm-hmm.
That's my answer. Like it depends on you. Like I would, if you just mentioned in research, that's good enough. You mentioned it once. Why do it again?
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah. Thanks, doc.
Sure. Dr. Wilmer?
Hello.
Yes.
So first, I would like to thank you for your time in your videos because even though I am from Dominican Republic, because of your videos, I have changed a lot of my way of thinking of this process. So I would like to thank you for that first. And I have two questions. I am going to apply with a F1 visa. And I have made a list of the universities that I can potentially apply. And I have also seen all of your videos in regards of that. But there are three specific universities that I would like your thoughts on them, thinking that I am applying as a international student. The first one will be San Antonio in Texas. The other one will be University of North Carolina in Toro, because they don't have many seats. I am not 100% sure about applying to them,
Apply to
but
San Antonio. San Antonio have seats. It's a good school. I overall South is good. Toro is a little bit closed off. It picks people from New York. For some reason, I've seen pattern that it gives interview to people who are already living in Northeast area. That's something I've seen. And
North Carolina.
North Carolina is a good school. Doc, there's no fixed answer to this. Sometimes you have to cast your net very wide so you might catch one fish. It's just how it is. And there's a lot of schools which might not even reply to you, but you have to spend that money. You have to go and you can't get over focused. I'll tell you one thing. Sometimes these schools will give you a chance because the other people did not apply. Like there were
Yeah.
less people applying, or there weren't many Hispanics applying. Yeah, so you have to apply to a lot of schools, doc, in this to get to know. I have sometimes I've gotten to see my students that I work with in fellowship. They got accepted like in a school like 3 days before the classes because they lived in the same state. So when they are looking for people, sometimes they look at diversity. So you, s- ni- there's like a saying 80% of success is showing up. Obviously, showing up in this process costs you money, but you have to apply to at least 15 to 20 schools.
Yes, I have basically 17 schools in mind. I have a background. I am also a dental technician. I have been working with digital dentistry and also research. I'm planning to apply to Harvard as well, even though it only has 8 seats.
Why
So,
Harvard?
because according to what I have researched, Harvard has a lot of background in investigations, research as well. And I would truly like to be on a school that is more focused on that.
Doc, it's up to you. A lot of people, yeah, you can apply to Harvard. It's just a fancy name. If you ask me, when it comes to dentistry, not gonna make you much different. You just go in for 2 years, you come out. If you were going to Harvard for undergrad for 4 years, that would have changed your life. But at this point, you're just going in 2 years to learn very basic dentistry and come out. So whether you go to Harvard, you go to Alabama, go to the place which gives you acceptance, has a minimum loan, go in, come out and learn dentistry. That's how it works.
And my last question is that I've been working with like many jobs at the same time. I've been a tutor in research, I've been a dental lab, and also work as a dentist. Do you think it will be like a red flag or something
Yeah.
in my
Yeah,
application? Like how can I?
don't try. If pick the one which is highest priority. If you were working as a dentist, then focus on being a dentist.
Yes, because I don't want to have like overlapping experiences,
Yeah,
but I mean,
doc, just to make it simple, your dental experience outweighs everything else.
okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Now
thank you.
along, yeah. And somebody asked me in about I was actually going to talk about it. So I know I need to make a video. I don't have time, but Colorado sent their invites too. Is there any people who have Colorado invites in this group? Okay. So Colorado has sent in their invite. Colorado, University of Colorado, back when I gave in 2020, 19 interview, and it's been the same over the past years, is they have parts. One part is they show you a radiographic interpretation, they show you an X-ray and ask you to explain. And remember, you don't need to explain it like a dentist, you need to explain it like a student. You tell the quadrant, you tell them what you see. And then the next part is they ask you personality related questions like tell me about yourself, your strength, your weakness, why do you tell us about teamwork, tell us about failure, how do you manage stress. Then there's the next part where you ask you ethical questions, somebody stealing, somebody cheating, somebody not doing their work. And then there's the next part where they ask you is why should we pick you as a candidate and why do you want to come to our school, right? So these are different parts of the interview. Now the way I prepare people, there is a one-on-one interview preparation as well. It's a little bit expensive. I charge $700 for it, but what I do is I send you a 3-hour video to watch first. You watch a 3-hour video, then I send you I read your resume, and this is for any school. If anybody get any invites, then I read your resume and your personal statement, and then I go through 2 hours with you on a Zoom mock interview. I ask you questions like tell me about yourself. I listen to your story, and when you give me your answer, I become you, and I rephrase the answers for you in a way that the schools like to hear. And it's recorded, so later on you can watch it, and if you would have any questions, you can ask me. Now, sometimes people want to do another session too. They can do it at a less cost if they want to, but usually one session is good enough if they want to. Now, I know it's a little bit expensive, 700 too, so I'm doing a group call for Colorado. It's for 200. It will include the radiographic interpretation video, which is usually 150 itself. And I would do a 3-hour session where I will discuss all of these different questions, what Colorado asked for, what were the things that helped me, and try to explain things, how you can prepare your answers for Colorado. It's on March 15th, I think. If you're interested, you can message me on WhatsApp and we can discuss more. All right. Okay. Coming back to Bhumi Shah. Dr. Shah, do you have any question?
Yes, Dr. Adriel. Thank you. So the thing is, I was a part of one research publication, but the manuscript is still under review. So will it be a good idea to mention in the description that manuscript under review and give a brief about it?
Yes. Yeah. Sure, you can put it that way.
Oh, okay.
Anticipated date, you can put in that it planned to be
Okay.
published on this date.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
So, Dr. Minashki, if I'm saying I just saw you are on the Zoom too. If you have any questions, you can ask too, Doc. But Dr. Sandeep, yeah, go ahead. Yes,
Hello.
Dr. Arjun, after this, you can unmute and speak, my friend. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, Dr. Singh.
So I recently got accepted into the applicant special care certificate program in Iowa.
I can't hear you, Doc. Your mic is not clear to me.
Am I audible now, sir?
A little better, yes.
So, sir, I recently got accepted into a geriatric and special care program at University of Iowa. And
GPR, you said?
Sir, it's geriatric and special care dentistry program.
How long is it?
It's for 1 year. It will start.
Is it CODA approved? Is it CODA approved?
No, sir, it's not CODA approved.
Okay.
And but it will start on July 1st. So it's for 1 year. And most of the CAAPID dental program will begin before it ends. So is it a good idea to mention this in my application?
Yes, you can mention it and you can put it anticipated date in your resume.
Okay, so, but sir, it will end in like June ending, and most of the program will start before that. So will it affect my?
It can. That's a trade-off.
Okay.
So you focus on schools whose graduation date is after that.
Yeah, sure, sir.
So you need to do that homework, Doc. You need to figure out which schools start after your graduation date, and you try to focus more on those schools.
Only 3 colleges are there, sir.
Then it's a trade-off, Doc. I wish I could ask one of the school to delay or do something, but that's a trade-off that you have to make.
That's all.
Because they won't prefer you. You can still apply. I would say just take a shot and apply to some schools and see how it works.
So I have a good experience. I'm a prosthodontist. I have good publications and 1 year of
Doc,
dental assisting experience.
Why I know you, I am saying that is your what solution are you asking from me at this point?
Like if I can hide that in my application, like I can just
Look, it's up to you. If you don't want to mention, again, in my previous interviews, I've said in calls, I've said if you don't want to mention, you can.
Okay.
But if you feel like you're strong without it, go ahead, do it. I won't stop you. I'm just saying if you're going to mention it, then you would have to be focused more on schools which will. It's a trade-off, though. There's no right and wrong solution. You have to pick this is a call you have to make.
Right.
I'm hesitant to give you a solution which might not work for you. So you have to pick. It's a trade-off.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Sure thing, Doc. Yes, Dr. Arjun, what question do you have?
Good afternoon, Dr. William.
Yes, Doc.
Yeah, so I have a couple of questions regarding the application process. My first question is that I'm working with like 2 non-profit organizations in US near like in Redlands and Lomaland also. So should I put that experience? Should I put that in experience or should
Is it paid? Is it paid?
It's not paid. It's not paid. Yeah.
So you put it. I think you should put it in volunteer work.
Volunteer work. So it's come under the what other relevant information or the experience you have in US? Where should I put that?
Not in other. Put it in experience in US.
And do I have to mention the number of hours also that I'm putting in?
You should be.
Okay. And one more question I have, like everybody knows that Minnesota is closing on 26th of March. And if somebody put the application supposedly on 24th of March, so will they send the supplemental application after 26 or do we?
I can't answer that. Email them.
Okay.
Rachel, whoever their person is, stay in contact with them, explain why you're delaying it, and just hope for the best. I applied to Boston 2 days or 3 days before the deadline, and later on I emailed them. I was like, hey, are you considering my application? They were like, you applied 1 one day before a deadline. And in my head, I'm thinking I paid you $300 and I applied before the deadline. Either move your deadline before or just like go ahead and receive it, work on it. But that's how it was for Boston, and I don't know how it works for Minnesota. So you have to contact them. I can't speak for them.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
Sure thing. All right. What other questions? Somebody asked about Kira. Yes, doc, I have a recorded video of 3 hours for NYU and Indiana. It's included in one because I covered both the questions. It's for $170 at the moment. And what my website haven't updated the prices, but it's $170. And I will share with you some questions from the previous year of New York that I have. There's a question bank and Indiana as well. So for 170, you can prepare for both, not just for both of them. It also helps with Minnesota because a lot of questions overlap in that. Okay. What other questions you have for me, guys? Otherwise, we'll end the call in the next 10-15 minutes.
I have a noise in my head, doctor, about the TOEFL. Because my master's is in English as a second language. And the times that I've called the other schools, they said that I don't need to take the TOEFL. And I'm not really worried about it. Do you think
I think you should give it because there might be some school who won't recognize. And since you have a gap, like overall, you want to keep things as uniform. Don't, in your head, if you're thinking that majority of schools will give you special recognition, you understand that you're already different from the lot. All right, because of your work experience. Now, on top of that, if you're expecting, you want to make things as uniform as the other kids.
Right. So just put it in and whatever grade I get.
And that's what I would suggest. Yes, doc.
Right. Thank you, doc.
Sure. Dr. Shahina.
Hello. Hi, doctor.
Hi, doc.
So my question is, I haven't practiced as a dentist after my graduation and I moved to the US. It's been 6 years. I have been working as an assistant, and this is my 4th cycle. I haven't received anything yet. So do you think that's the major drawback, or maybe I can use my internship where it was a supervised clinical practice?
Did you mention it in the last year?
Yes, I did.
I feel dental assisting for 6 years pretty much covers a lot of it. Didn't you get any invite last year?
I did. I got 3 invites.
So, dog, you're getting invite. I think so. Okay, stop here now. This changes everything.
All right.
Understand? My visa, my job, the function of my visa is to get me in US, right? After that, what I do with it is the next part. So you got 3 invite. It wasn't a fluke. So that means your paperwork is doing what it's supposed to do. Your paperwork is supposed to get you interviews.
Okay.
It got you. The one thing is, I know we worked earlier, you're working on your interview part, work on your bench exam part, apply again and show what have you done in the last year to improve yourself.
Okay.
All right. And just apply again. You should get something again and you should be getting more positive response.
Sure.
You're not a lost cause, what I'm saying. You got 3 invites. They just want you to put more effort and come back.
No, because some schools have changed their guidelines regarding this. They have said they need at least 2 years of hands-on.
Then don't apply there.
Okay.
Yeah, just save yourself money. There are a lot of schools in the pool.
Got it. Okay.
And you're citizen now or green card?
Yes, I'm a citizen.
So focus on schools which only take green card holders. That's also the other strategy you should look into.
Yeah.
All right. Dr. Mariam.
Doctor, yes, Doc, I have a question. I'm confused about one thing. I have a TOEFL score of 102, but I'm retaking my TOEFL March 14th. So I need your advice. Do you suggest I apply to universities?
Doc, I've said this a few times earlier again. If somebody haven't heard, apply and then update this CAAPID once you get the new result. And this is a very common question for a lot of people. So that's why I'm saying it again.
So when we
apply.
update on CAAPID, the TOEFL scores, the universities automatically get informed of that?
Whatever gets on CAAPID gets seen by them.
Even
And
after
then,
you submitted the application?
Doc, please listen. I told earlier there will be time where people will have an LOR that is not signed. That's a very big issue. And then they get it signed and email CAPID, right? And then you can always email schools that there is a new score or the new letter that's been uploaded. I just wanted to make sure you receive it. How difficult is that?
Okay. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
So, Dr. Cynthia.
Hi, doctor. My name is Cynthia. I'm from Dominican Republic. I live in Maine for over 4 years. And I would like to know if you have any advice or do you know anything about UNE University of New England to apply?
I know last year I know the weather sucks up there for sure. I had a friend who graduated a couple of years ago, but last year they had, the year before last year, they did not had any invite sent out, but last year they did. If I was you, I would just reach out to them, find some C courses, connect with the school, try to get more information so you have a connection with them.
Making some connections and all that kind of stuff. I was there for the job interview for hygienist and talking and making some connection. It went pretty well, but I would like to know like if they accept like people like with green card holder and
I don't have any idea too. Last year I don't have much information on them right now too.
All right, thank you.
Sure. All right. Okay. Anybody else has a question before we finish this call? I am going to be posting some video for Colorado. If you're somebody who's interested in Colorado preparation, you can reach out to me. And Dr. Cynthia, you have a question?
I think I'm done. Sorry.
Okay. So no, you're good. Dr. Chaudhary.
Hello, Doc. So any online CE credit courses could be considered or they won't be seen at all?
They will be seen.
Okay. Like, I mean, the free CE courses as well?
Yeah, it's better than nothing.
Okay.
But are they as good as going to a conference? Maybe not, but it's better than nothing. So it's comparison, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Good. All right. Okay. All right. I hope it answers most of the questions. Again, I'll tell you one thing. It's a marathon. I keep saying, please, overall understand this is not an event. It's not an event. It's a process. Every day you have to get small wins for yourself. If you think what happens, people who are very intense, which I've been at times, is that because you are so intense that your longevity is not so much, because you're going to go and burn all the fuel that you have and you won't be able to sustain it. So you have to break down. One of the things is if you could keep a daily journal, something like that, write down your daily goal and work on it one by one. In dental school, I used to say every day feels like a freaking failure because you miss out on something. And then you realize after 1 year, oh no, it wasn't failure. It was so micro level wins that it takes a whole year to realize that you did something. Otherwise, every day you're just like when you came to US for the first time, you're trying to get your work authorization, you're trying to learn driving, you're trying to find a job, you're trying to learn language, you're trying to message people, call them and get information. Some of them are not picking or not telling you anything. So every day feels like a failure. But when you look back after a year, you're like, oh, I learned something, I earned something, I got something. So this process is a marathon. All right. One thing I'll say is you need to have, first of all, be picky about where you're getting your information from. Even I could be wrong at times. I'm being very honest about it. So be picky, counter check. All right. Stay away from negative people in this process. I'm giving a very big heads up. I've actually made my own WhatsApp groups and I've stopped going in there too much because one was they were freaking like chat bots that would come in. That was one issue. but the other is there will be somebody crying about things. I tell you a lot of negative things about the industry, but I'll tell you that there are ways to work around it. You don't, the reason I tell you is that you are aware and you're planning about things ahead of time. All right. But you, fortune favors the brave. I'm still doing a lot of things in my life that are very stressful at time, and part of me keeps changing or keeps dying, but a new part of me keeps coming up to save me. It's a very weird kind of thing. If you read mythologies or philosophy, there's a story of phoenix. Phoenix is a magical bird in stories. If you were in fairy tales or something, a bird that actually burns and dies, and then it goes into rebirth. It's also in Harry Potter. That's the story. Whenever you take on a task which is very difficult, things will crumble down on you, and a part of you dies psychologically, emotionally. There's a part of you which you will feel that it just dies. It's just how it is. But there's a rebirth process in you too, because there will be a future version of you that will help you come up and save you. And if you don't trust what I'm saying, go and watch my 5 years ago videos. Watch me. My aggression level, my face, it will show you that if you look at me now, there is a certain process I've been going through in life, and every day is a process. There's a micro level damage that happens, and then there's the rebirth, and you have to accept it. It's just how life is. And one other thing I'll tell you is that write down your goals. One things I've seen, everybody, please, this is like, if you forgot the whole video, didn't watch it, just do this. Take a piece of paper, write down what you want to be in the next 3 years, 4 years. If you want to be a DDS, DMD, oral surgeon, blah, 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 whatever it is. I did it back when I was working at a gas station. I took a cigarette carton, I tore it up, I wrote down, and I wrote INBD part 1, part 2, and then find finances, do DDS. And at that time, I was on F1 visa. I couldn't even afford applying to school. So I did that. So and I've seen people who get accepted, they have done this. And you just don't do it once, you keep going back to it. The more you do it, your subconscious brain will accept it. If you do it at early morning and before you sleep, because that's when you start to go in delta waves, and I don't want to go into too much detail of it, that's when the things that you are thinking start to come into your reality. It's part of your meditative whatever routine, if you have one, or your prayer one. But I'll tell you one thing, whatever your thoughts are, your reality is going to start to shape according to it. A lot of time, I I'll tell you one thing, I used to look up to heroes who would pretty much damage themselves during the journey. Batman was one of them. And now I've realized, okay, be very careful in the heroes you pick, because you will end up dragging your life towards that. It's just how human nature is. In Pakistan, there was if you know cricket, there is somebody called Shoaib Akhtar. He was the world's fastest bowler. The downside to his career was both his knees got knocked out, but he was one of the most intense bowlers out there. And now I feel like I try to avoid any, and I'm in my 30s now, so I avoid to look at that. When I was in my 20s, I would love that intensity, which is like, I'm gonna die tomorrow and I'm gonna make my today feel like it's like crazy, which was fun. Riding motorcycles, doing things in a very intense way, standing in surgeries for long hours. But in my 30s, I'm like, okay, calm the shit down, boy. You're not the same. It doesn't work that way. And the other thing is, you're not giving anything to the society. I can tell you a lot of things right now more about CAAPID, but I would be in a state of fight and flight, and I'm trying to get everything done because that's coming from my ego. Now I'm trying to learn to calm that side down. And if you're doing something, don't do it, try to do it out of love. Try to do it out of abundance. Try to do it with a much more positive energy, because that effort might be smaller, but it might be more fruitful. The way it will come out will be more fruitful. And the reason I'm giving this lecture is sometimes you're going to feel like a freaking failure. We all do. It's called imposter syndrome. Welcome to dentistry. You will feel that you're not good enough. Yeah, I still feel there are procedures I don't do good enough, which is fine. All right. And I can't learn everything. I just can't. So the point is, you will be not good at something. The point is, whatever you're good at, give your best and just know it's going to happen for you. And just that's how you win. You're not going to, in US, when you come for the first few years, you try to do a lot. Eventually you realize the tasks aren't ending. I am ending. Like my health is giving up, but there are so many tasks that are not ending. I try to do 12 and there are still 10 left. I try to do 30 and there are 10 more left. So it's just when I realize, like, I've been here in US and the more I do, there is more I need to do more. And I'm like, what the hell am I doing? This is not the way to, this is gonna crash me out. And now after 10 years, I realize, okay, it's fine. You gotta give yourself leeway. You have to live because it's a journey. It's not about being the world's king, which you can. And I think I'm gonna be what I'm gonna be. I know this for sure. But rather than chasing it, I will rather attract it towards me. That's how I'm gonna live. And that's a philosophy. And whatever you're gonna tell yourself, your life is gonna start to move towards it. The only thing I'll say is figure out what you want to do. If you're a younger person, write it down. The main thing it takes time is to figure out what you want to do. Growing up in different countries, we want to tell society, we want to tell our in-laws, we want to tell our friends, we want to tell our ego, I am this. But then if you shed all of that layer, you might be somebody who just likes to do composite veneers. You might be somebody who just likes to work part-time and might be a poet or whatever. So figure out what you do. The earlier you do it, you will do the universe a favor and you will be more authentic in life. Which will give you power, because then you're not competing anybody. You're just being who you are. And that's what makes you more special. But I hope this helps. And if it's not making sense at later on at some point, I think it will. If you have any questions, if you need help with the personal statements, LORs, you can reach out to me. I'll try to get back to you at the earliest. If you need help with the interview prep, I'll try to help you out with that. At this point of life, because I'm running a private practice and I'm trying to hire teams to help me, and I have to pay them. They have kids, they have families, they need to be paid as well for the work they are doing. And I have to sustain a certain quality. So that's why I have to charge a certain amount. I wish I could keep trying to keep it at the lowest I can. But to maintain certain quality in US, it demands a certain requirement too. But if you have any questions, I hope I'll try to do another Q&A session. I try to do Q&A session on my Instagram too. You can follow it, and hopefully I'll see you and wish you all the best. All right, guys, take care. Bye.